Let's kick off this afternoon's panels. As I said earlier, this is going to be about K-fashion, which you know has completely captivated audiences around the world with its distinctive style and contemporary allure. For our next panel, we are delighted to welcome Ms. Jessica Jung, co-founder and creative director, and Mr. Mo Kim, CEO of the hottest Korean label out there, Well Done, as well as Ms. Tracey Cheng, Vice President of Merchandising, Women's Wear, IT, to discuss the rise of Korean fashion and how it's changing and inspiring the industry. Before the panel, can I invite you to please watch a quick video about Well Done? And I'll be right back. Let's get started. First of all, I just want to talk about Korean fashion in general. I mean, well, it's been a trend for a while, but I think by this point in time, it's proven to be more than just a trend and a huge business, especially within the fashion retail market. Tracey, what attracted you to Well Done in the first place? So what is it about Korean fashion that you think resonates with audiences in Asia and beyond?
I think they have a very different aesthetic from the brands that we were carrying back in 2017 when we first started. I still remember that our first met, it was introduced by a common friend, and then we were meeting at the Four Seasons. And I was attracted by the products for sure. It's very subtle. It's very different from by then what the other Korean designers were doing, quite flashy, fashionable. The quality was really good. And also they have a very short period of production lead time. So when we first launched the collection, it was sold out like very quickly, and they can actually do the stock replenishment very, very quickly. So it actually helped us to grow into a bigger business and maximize the sales. And of course, other than business, I love these people. To me, it's always more than just business. It's always about people that we work with. We have very similar vision. We have very similar direction and how to grow the brand together. So I'm really proud to be part of the growth, and I'm really thankful to be trusted as a very, very first partner of Well Done.
Jessica, you've said that Well Done wants to lead the new culture of Korean fashion brands. What does that mean? What does that mean for you?
웰던이 한국 패션 브랜드의 새로운 문화를 선도하고 싶다는 비전을 갖고 계셨다고 했는데요. 그것의 의미가 무엇일까요?
네, 웰던을 제일 처음 스타트를 했을 때 사실 기존에 가지고 있던 한국의 룰들이나 아니면은 공식, 그다음에 룰들을 모두 처음부터 다시 세팅하고 시작했던 것 같습니다. 왜냐하면 한국에도 너무 좋은 브랜드들이 많이 있지만 웰던이 가져야 하는 스타트 지점이 글로벌의 시작 지점부터 시작되었고, 그 다음에 기존에 있던 외국에 있는 브랜드의 성공적인 룰을 적용하는 것도, 그리고 기존에 한국에 있는 룰을 적용하는 것도 웰던에게는 맞지 않다라고 생각을 해서 기존의 방식, 그리고 저희가 풀이하는 형식들, 홀세일, 옷을 만들어야 하는 순서와 모든 것들을 저희가 세팅을 처음부터 시작했고요. 그리고 지금도 계속해서 변화하고 있고 저희만의 룰들을 만들어 나가고 있는 부분들이 또 앞으로의 웰던과 지금의 웰던이 만들어지게 된 것 같습니다. 네.
That was pretty wrong. But anyway, we actually, when we started, we actually saw the existing Korean fashion world, which has its own. It seems to us that it seems that they have their own formula and their own rules, and we actually wanted to reset all the rules and just show our creativity. And we had a very big vision for expanding towards the globalization as well, global market as well. So from the beginning, we saw all the rules globally and in Korea as well. And then all the rules we saw was actually a lot of people are applying in their own fashion designs and everything, but we wanted to break it up and we wanted to have some innovative new design, new concepts and new ideas. So that's basically the idea why we started our brand. We wanted something new, new blood into the design in a way. So for example, from the way we make the clothing and the wholesale system, and we are still exploring and we are still changing continuously. So there will be more and more ideas, more and more creativities in our brand. You can expect that.
So Mo, from a business perspective, what have been the biggest challenges bringing Well Done to a global audience?
So there are many challenges. Everybody understand that there are many challenges in many environments. That especially the Well Done is aiming for the global market first. So at the time, the Korean fashion industry is really focused on the domestic market. So we really try to convince and educate the industry people for we need to set up the new standard for the global market standard. So it was really a challenge and obstacle at the same time, but now it's much getting better. So we try to understand each other, and they are now really understand what we're aiming for the global market.
I'm curious, has celebrity endorsement or K-pop stars, has that helped or hindered your brand?
Of course, yes. Of course. K-pop star is kind of the great window to expose our brand to the global market, but we are never intentionally make our marketing strategy or set up the certain types of the PR and marketing way, but those kind of celebrity always looking for the new taste and fresh vibes. So as Jessica mentioned about the break the rules, so we try to break the rules in between. So those are really naturally matching with their interest, and it leads us that they are getting their interest from. So not only about the K-pop star, we getting attention from the worldwide celebrity, such as a Hollywood celebrity and Chinese celebrity. So we are try to do not really focus on the celebrity awareness. So we are doing try to doing express what we are. So that's the beginning of the Well Done, and we are still focused on what we're doing now.
Tracey, has there been an education process that you've had to, work with the consumer, especially because they think of Korean fashion, it's a bit more superficial. It's the celebrity endorsement, it's the look, it's the K-pop. Do you have to educate them a bit more about what makes it so interesting and unique?
I don't think we do educate, the customers, but I think there's a process that, we work with the designers, like telling them what we need and reflecting like what the customers need. So I think that's also part of, having a better collection so the customer will come back for the collection as well. So I think that's really important because I think the collection evolved since, 2017 into more categories, into different prints and fittings as well. And I think that also helped a lot in, expanding the customer base as well. So they come back for the brand.
So Mo and Jessica, could you share a bit more about how you've had to expand the categories or the styles as you've rolled out into new countries? What sort of changes have you had to make to either the designs or to the wholesale model, etc.?
많은 다른 나라에 이렇게 세계적으로 국제적인 무대에 가기 위해서 어떤 카테고리의 확장이라든가 어떤 변화를 처음에 시작했을 때보다 많이 이루었습니까?
계속 저희가 그 부분에 대해서도 계속 진행을 하고 있는 과정이라고 생각이 들어요. 저희가 이제 글로벌 마켓에 이제 처음 시작을 한 상태이고, 그리고 지금 이제 저희가 이제 스토어부터 시작해서 또 글로벌 형태에서 그다음 커머셜한 형태, 그다음 쇼의 스토리, 그리고 정말 웰던을 나타낼 수 있는 이미지에 관해서 지금도 계속해서 만들어 나가고 있는 과정이고요. 네, 지금 과정 안에서는 굉장히 성공적이라고 생각하고 있습니다. 네.
I can just say general ideas, general principles for our expansion to other countries. It's actually ongoing procedure. So we just entered the global market. So we are looking at many different elements that contains to expand those to global markets, different countries in Asia, different countries in Europe. So in each country, in each market, there are different needs and different commercial forms. In a way, they need some different kinds of principles to be applied. So we are looking at all the possibilities, and the focus is for establishing our well-done image. So that's an ongoing procedure. We will establish our place in any countries that we are entering.
I know that for you specifically, China's been a critical market, and actually your investment in the market has been very, very successful and very, very fast. Mo, can you share a bit more about your strategy in China and the challenges there, but also your future there as well? Why it's such an important part of your business?
China is most important market for every single brand. So, but we're then try to understand their local culture first, and try to understand the local culture, and it naturally leads us the set up the expansion plan. So so far we are quite a successful expansion, but still we are on the process that. We gather the data from our mono stores and gather the data from our consumers. So it leads us. I believe it leads us the successful expansion plan.
So in China, you mainly through your own stores, correct?
Yes.
So how has that been particularly difficult? Because usually when people go into China, they form partnerships. So how were you able to then roll out your own stores? What have been the kind of challenges of it?
Of course, it was pandemic area. So, we have the investment from the Sequoia Capital China before. So they have the various resources I can use remotely. So they can provide the many different way to support. So we could successfully set up the team in there. So in 2 years, we can open the 13 to 14 store in there.
For Jessica, you mentioned the investment with Sequoia Capital, which of course is vital for brands out there, but it can also sometimes it can be quite difficult to balance creativity and commerciality. And I'm curious how that's affected or changed Jessica and her vision for the brand in terms of the aesthetics and how she creates.
그러니까 상업화하는 것과 그러니까 시장에 진출할 적에 이제 그 시장이 점점 커지면서 그러니까 상업성과 그 브랜드의 그 정체성을 위해서 처음에 가졌던 비전에 어떤 변화가 있었다면 어떻게 적응을 해나면서 비전을 빚어가고 있습니까?
사실은 저희가 세쿼이어 캐피탈과 먼저 저희의 비전과 이런 부분들을 아주 긴 시간 동안 이야기를 많이 나누었던 점들이 저희에게는 굉장히 중요했던 것 같습니다. 세쿼이어 캐피탈을 저희가 선택을 했을 때에도 같은 비전을 바라보는 게 저에겐 아주 중요한 부분이었었고요. 그리고 그 비전이 분명 패션 안에서 뭐 그 안에 있는 아이덴티티 그리고 상업적인 것들이 꼭 필요하다고 생각해요. 저는 웰던을 제일 처음 세팅할 때에도 저희라는 브랜드를 상업적인 것과 그리고 저희 웰던을 나타낼 수 있는 아이덴티티를 함께 생각했던 부분들이 저에게는 꼭 필요했었고, 그리고 그 저에게 부족한 상업적인 형태들을 또 세카이어 캐피탈에서 훨씬 더 스마트하게 풀이할 수 있다라고 생각을 했기 때문에 지금도 그 과정 안에서 저희가 조금 더 저희를 표현할 수 있기 위해서는 많은 사람들에게 다가가는 부분들도 굉장히 중요하다고 생각하고 있습니다. 그래서 또 그런 상업적인 또 커머셜한 파트들이 또 많은 실제로 그 차이나에 있는 문화들과 이런 것들을 좀 교류하게 되면서 계속해서 발전해 나가고, 또 그리고 저희의 웰던이라는 기존에 갖고 있던 저희가 가지고 있는 메인의 그 부분들도 계속해서 유지를 해 나가는 부분들도 굉장히 서로 중요하게 파트너로서 생각하고 있습니다.
Okay, when we first met with Sequoia Capital, we had a long discussion about our visions. We wanted to align our visions. We wanted them to understand our vision. So when we decided to go with them, that's because they agreed with our vision. Our wish is to maintain our vision, not really changing it. So when we actually started from the beginning, I already had in mind our identity, our unique identity, plus commercialization. But commercialization, of course, until we met Sequoia Capital, it was a little bit not enough. So actually, they were great help. So they agreed to our vision, and they agreed that we will express as much as we like, and our creativity will be known to the world. So when we approach the people, for example, in China, we'll understand their culture and their people, and then there will be a lot of exchanges, with their also market people. So we will develop our relationship continuously. At the same time, we will establish our place as the unique, well-done image and our own identity. So that's the main thing. We want to maintain our vision, our identity strongly. Whenever there's a small adaptation to each market, but we will have our own identity continuously.
How important is preserving your Korean connection or identity? I know that you've been having shows in Paris. I know Tracey's been there, but recently you showed in Seoul again, and I'm curious what was the intention behind showing in Seoul, and moving forward, is that something you want to do to also have a foothold in Asia as well as a foothold in the West?
Weldon is kind of a brand that really aiming for the global market at the first. But when we started at the 2015, that K-culture and K-pop culture is not really popular as much as now. So, but time goes by. I think I can express that we share the same period. Weldon and K-pop culture is kind of we share the same experience getting attention from the global audience. So after the pandemic, we really wanted to go back to the physical fashion area. So we really what will be the best way to express ourselves. So there are no hesitation. We choose the Seoul, and this is the best timing to express ourselves in core area in Seoul. That we choose the area called the K-pop Square in COEX area. We set up our stage. So it was really best timing to express ourselves through the worldwide audience.
Tracey, how important is having a good representation of Korean brands for you at IT? Is it a growing amount in your portfolio? Is this something you're focusing on, or is it really just very much about the aesthetic itself, and whether or not your customers resonate with that?
I think it's very important within the brand that we have to keep, Korean brands. But I have to say, not every single Korean brands can sustain. I think that's really, really hard to sustain the business. Number one, because the fashion trend comes and goes really quickly now. People see a lot of new things, and they're actually looking for new brands as well. So definitely, well done. I think they did a really good job in sustaining, keeping the customers coming back. But I think we also keep an eye looking for new stuff every single season. And I think that's what the customer wants as well. Mm-hmm.
So looking forward for both you, Jessica and Mo, what's your future plans for the brand? Is it continuing your China rollout? Would you maybe expand further in the West?
So far, we are really trying to focusing on it, our product and our image-wise. But we think that this is not enough to give a satisfaction to our audience. So we try to set up the strategy for giving them for multi-dimensional satisfaction, such as for example, if we set up the mono store, like we really care about the interior, even smells, even musics, so we wanted to give them different types of experience that if they enter our store, they can really remember about how well done the taste in various ways. So that's what we planned about it in the future.
Okay, I know we're running out of time, so I'll open up questions. Please scan the QR code if you have any questions for our panelists. The first question is, it's gone now, it's disappeared. What are the key factors contributing to the success of Korean brands on a global stage?
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. We are. I think this is really important to keep. We are never changed. Since 2015, we are really never changed. But size-wise, getting bigger, or there are many people in the company now, but. Still, you need to keep the core of the brand, and what you want to express, you are keeping remember and keep communicating with the audience. And this is a really important ecosystem between the audience and brand. So keep inspiring between each other. So that's what we aiming for, and that will be the ideal ecosystem for the brand and audience.
Tracey, this is one for you. As an experienced fashion buyer, you've been to many fashion weeks and showrooms. What characteristics or qualities do brands need to possess in order to capture your attention?
Well, a lot. Sorry, I'm very, very picky. Definitely number one, uniqueness, because it's really important, as Mo Kim say. You need to know who you are and what you're doing. So don't change you have to be yourself. So that's really, really important. Quality. I look into small details like, I have been telling every single designers, like young designers, the main label, like every single detail, like the hang tag. It's also a way for you to tell your customers or the buyers who you are. So that's also a way to express yourself. Even for showrooms, I think it's important, like how you decorate your showroom. I think people want to experience, to understand, because maybe the buyers only have 15 minutes into your showroom. So how to capture the attention within that 15 minutes, it's really important. I don't know, maybe smell or like a video or whatever. It's also like a color tone that matches the collection. I think that's also very, very important. Mm-hmm.
Good tips there. Jessica, this is for you. How does Well Done strike a good balance between streetwear and high fashion?
웰던이 스트릿웨어와 하이 패션에 대해서 그 균형을 이루는 데 있어서 어떻게 하고 계십니까? 어떤 방식으로 균형을 이루시고 계십니까?
그 질문이 가장 어려운 질문 중에 하나인데요.
It's one of the most difficult questions.
제가 가장 많이 듣는 질문 중에 하나입니다. 그래서 웰던이 어떤 브랜드야? 너희가 혹시 원하는 게 뭐지? 지금은 스트릿 브랜드야 아니면 너희는 RTW를 하는 브랜드야? 라는 질문을 사실 가장 많이 받았습니다. 근데
거기까지 잠깐. Yeah, that's actually one of the questions that I get asked so many times so far. People approach me and what do you want? Is it streetwear, or arty wear, or high fashion? What is your brand?
사실 저희는 단 한 번도 그걸 규정 지은 적이 없었는데 정말 너무 많은 매거진에서 인터뷰를 할 때 그 질문했을 때 처음에 굉장히 당황스러웠어요. 우리의 아이덴티티가 그래서 뭐지? 라는 질문을 아주 오랜 기간 동안 고민을 많이 해왔던 것 같습니다.
So whenever I had an interview with many magazines or some journalists, I always get this question. So it made me think. People are interested in this question. Have I defined our identity like they wanted? So I was a bit embarrassed, and then we wanted to establish this identity strongly for a long, long time. I thought and thought.
저희 팀들과 그 이야기를 가장 많이 나누었었는데요. 저의 결론은 다양성을 가지고 있는 저희 웰던이 지금의 웰던이 저희가 아닐까라는 생각이 듭니다. 사실 저희가 표현하는 런웨이 쇼도 저희 웰던이 될 수 있고 지금 저희가 세일즈를 이루고 있는 스트릿웨어도 저희 웰던 중에 하나입니다. 두 가지의 카테고리가 어느 한 지점을 만나는 웰던이 언젠가는 또 저희의 웰던의 다음 레벨로 갈 수 있는 웰던을 만들 수 있을 거라고 저는 생각을 하고 있고요. 그 이미지를 정말 나누어서 가게 될지 아니면은 또 하나로 이루어서 가게 될지는 앞으로의 웰던이 만들어 가야 되는 부분들이라고 생각이 들어요. 그래서 오늘 받은 질문 중에서 스트릿웨어와 RTW를 균형을 이루고 있는데라는 단어가 저에게는 또 다른 저의 목표지 또 다른 길을 생각할 수 있는 저희가 또 그것 또한 장점이 될 수 있구나라는 것 또한 또 오늘 질문에 대해서 느꼈던 것 같습니다. 예.
So when we were having meetings with my team, we actually had a conclusion about this question because we already have such a variety in our business now. Weldon is really doing well. So we have a runway show with like a sophisticated high fashion. We showcase those, and also our sales are mostly at the moment from streetwear. So actually, it's our kind of we are seeing in all these fields that it is our identity in a way. So these two categories, people divide it, but we are actually meeting in the middle. We have actually high fashion as well as the streetwear, and then it can be a different kind of a different level of fashion, I think. So we all agree that it can take us to the next level that nobody dreamed of. So it can be, we won't divide, at the moment our principle is we won't divide these two categories, completely different areas, but we want to actually have, in a way, to merge somewhere. So people can actually get it at a reasonable price, but then also they can also tempt for high fashion, and they can spend more. So actually, we are still making it possible for many people to have their own dream clothing. So that's our vision. So I think in a way, we already have the answer, that we have our identity already being established.
Okay, and the last question for you, Mo. Is growth and global domination the only way to define success for Well Done? Is there a way to be successful but stay small and independent? Well, maybe you can take the first half and Jessica can take this last half. Up to you. I'm trying to make it easy for you.
Sorry, could you?
Yes, sure. The beginning is growth and global domination the only way to define success for Well Done? And then the second question is there a way to be successful but stay small and independent?
좀 세계적으로 확장돼서, 그러니까 세계화하면서 글로벌 마켓에 가는 그런 성장이 있을 것이고, 또 혹은 두 번째로는 작은 규모로 계속적으로 자기 정체성을 가지고 그대로 가는 거, 그 두 가지 방법이 있을 텐데 어떤 so that's what do you choose as well done, is it? Which
No, it's just well, maybe Mo can answer the first part, which is growth and global domination the only way you define success for well done?
I don't really think so. Size-wise, we are much getting bigger, like compared to the beginning stage, of course. But this means not really successful. The Redon kind of brand really need to deliver the message to the global audience accurately, and we are try to keep it this stance, and it leads us naturally to the audience that they can understand our message, and then and it will naturally come into the revenue or profit. So that's what I believe it.
Okay, great. Well, thank you all very much. We've run out of time. Sorry, it was a fast one. But thank you all so much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.